The 40s can be a dangerous age for a marriage, midlife crisis. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, when you're in your 20s, you're looking for love, you're looking for romance, you're looking maybe for marriage, you're looking to build a career. In the 30s, often people get married or are married, and that's when they have their children, and it's a wonderful, magical time with small children and all that goes with that. And yet in the 40s is often a time that people have been married for quite a while, and maybe they've invested so much time into their kids as they grew up that they neglected putting time back into their marriage. And now their kids are either teenagers and going through the teenage years, or perhaps their children are grown. And so now they're kind of looking at each other and saying, like, what now? Sometimes people by the time they're in their 40s haven't taken great care of themselves because they've been overloaded and overworked and everything. And often people make their marriages about problems rather than about all the good things. And yes, marriage shares in problems, of course. And yet there should be also great times in marriage. And often people forget the great times and just cover their marriage with problems rather than great times. And so you need to be there for your problems, with each other's problems, and support each other and support as a couple together. And yet we have to remember that we have to celebrate together too. We have to have great times together. And so whether they're small great times or big great times, it doesn't matter. But, don't make a marriage all about problems, in my opinion. And so the 40s, often people are beginning to start to feel their age climb. And they're saying, oh my gosh, I missed out on this, I missed out on that, and I'm getting older. I want to see if somebody's still attracted to me. And sometimes people step out and make wrong decisions, and as it's called, the midlife crisis. Some people just go out and buy a new car, but other people sometimes break up their marriage. They walk out in a marriage, they even divorce, or they cheat or whatever, and during this time. So I think it's really important to pay attention to the marriage, especially during the 40s, and make sure you are being your best selves on both ends. And make sure to be dreaming together and building new dreams and new goals and new ambitions together, and work through your problems together, and say positive words over your relationship rather than negative words. Instead of saying, let's work on our problems, say something like, let's continue to take our marriage to the next level. And that's not denying problems, and that's not saying you don't work on problems, because you do. Problems are as much of a part of marriage as they are any other part of life. And yet you want to keep the focus on where you're going, not the other way. And if you say all about problems, you're pointing it in a problem area. If you focus on building more greatness in your marriage, you're focusing it on where you want to go, even though you're addressing the problems along the way. Okay? So remember, the 40s can be, for some, not for all, but for some, it can be a challenging time called the midlife crisis. And I think it's smart for people just to be aware of it. And it seems that once people get through that for the most part, they're pretty good to go. If they had a great marriage before, they're probably going to continue to have a great marriage after, and hopefully during. From my house to yours, I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.